Hello, everyone. I'm Dane LaFata, an enrolled agent admitted to practice before the IRS. And today, I want to walk you through one of the most talked about tax changes for 2025, and that's the no tax on tips deductions. If you work in a tip job, a server, bartender, hairstylist, rideshare, this could mean big savings for your federal income tax. Let's break it down together. Starting in 2025 and running through 2028, certain workers can deduct qualified tips from their taxable income. This is not a full exemption, it's a deduction. What does that mean? Well, it means that you subtract the eligible tip income from your gross income before calculating your taxes. Tips are still taxed for the FICA tax, and that funds the Social Security and Medicare. Here's the limits. You can deduct up to $25,000 per year in qualified tips on a tax return. For self-employed individuals, the deductions can't exceed your net income from the tipped business. So if you have questions about what that means, give us a call. We'll walk you through that. The deductions start to phase out when your modified adjusted gross income exceeds $150,000 for single filers and $300,000 for the joint filers. So as your income increases over those phase out limits, your maximum that you can deduct decreases. So who qualifies? Now the tricky part. Not all tips or tip earning jobs qualify. Some of the rules. The tips must come from an occupation that the IRS defines as one that traditionally and customarily receives tips based on what was customary before December 31st, 2024. The IRS is coming out with a list for what occupations will qualify. The tips must be reported on a W-2, 1099, or via a statement, or reported directly on a Form 4137. The tips must be voluntarily given by the customer, not a forced or mandated charge. Tips paid via cash, checks, debit, credit, gift cards, or tokens exchangeable for fixed value count. Illegal activity, prostitutions, or pornographic tip income does not qualify for this deduction. If you file married filing separately, again, you're not eligible for this deduction. And also note that digital creators, influencers, and podcasters may qualify if their tip income meets the rules and their occupation is included on the IRS list. And the IRS has, I think, a couple more months to come out with that list. So we should see that shortly. Follow our page and we'll update you when that list comes out. Employers will play a role here. They'll be required to report to the IRS the amount of your qualified tip income. And this will end up showing up on your W-2. And as always, it is still your responsibility to report your qualified tips to your employer. And to do that, you should follow these steps. Keep a daily record of all tips received. This includes cash, credit card, debit card tips, and non-cash tips like tickets or passes. Report all cash and charge tips to your employer. You must do this every month in which you receive over $20 or more in tips. Submit your tip report by the 10th of the following month. Additionally, if you do not report your tips to your employer, if they're under that $20 reporting limit, you can file the Form 4137 to report your tips to the IRS and pay the Social Security and Medicare taxes owed on that qualifying tip income, and that'll also qualify for the deduction. Now, the IRS recognizes that this is a significant change, so for tax year 2025, it will offer some transition relief as everyone gets adjusted to the new rules. Let's run a simplified example. Imagine you're a server and you report $10,000 in tips for 2025. You qualify, so you get to deduct $10,000. If you're in the 12% tax bracket, that deduction would save you $1,200 in federal income tax and shrink your tax bill. If your income is high and you exceed the $150,000 income threshold, part of the deduction may be phased out. this deduction does not affect payroll taxes. So the FICA tax, the Social Security tax, the Medicare tax, those are still going to apply. It also does not eliminate state or local taxes. Those are the county taxes here in Indiana. Those are all handled separately. And because this is a deduction, it helps more for those who actually owe federal income taxes. If your tax liability is already zero, this benefit's going to be limited. And this law is new, and the rules are still being finalized. The IRS still has to publish their full list of qualifying occupations, and it's going to issue more guidance on this. So keep our Facebook page and our website up, and when those new rules come out, we'll let you know, keep you updated. So the bottom line here is the no tax on tips gives many tipped workers a chance to lower their federal income tax bill by deducting up to $25,000 in qualified tip income, but only if they meet all the rules. This starts with the 2025 tax return, so keep an eye out for updates. And as always, if you have any questions about how this affects your situation, give Lafada Tax Service a call. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. At Lafada Tax Service, we're here to help you keep more of your hard-earned money and make sense of all the new tax law changes. Stay tuned for our other videos where we'll break down additional tax tips, money-saving strategies, and updates that matter to you. If there's a topic you'd like us to cover in a future video, send me an email at dane@lafadatax.com. We'd love for your input. Helps me pick which videos people are going to watch. And don't forget Lafada Insurance Services, where you can get competitive quotes on auto, home, life, and business insurance. That way we can protect your family, your property, and your future all in one place. So whether it's taxes or insurance, the Team Lafada has you covered. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video.